Hail America, hail America. So, I heard about this, I think a day or whatever, when all this started. Was it a day or two ago? These riots in LA, these anti ICE protests. But today I really heard about it. I'm like, wow. Because, so much stuff comes over the news airwaves, and a lot of it at times you just like kind of, whatever. But in this case, today, uh, on X, I was like, wait, people are talking about this. This is really going on. And apparently it's getting a little heavy. And there are actually violent protests or violent riots by those that are pro illegal immigrants. And that's basically what it comes down to. Pro illegal immigrant. Now, this was all bound to happen. And I remember distinctly, the year had to be, because I was 16, 1990. And I'm in school. I remember it was probably the fall. And the LA Times used to have, in the late 80s, they came up with like a magazine. You would get a LA Times magazine within the newspaper. So I'd check it out. Now, LA had already been hit with a lot of illegal immigration, like in the 80s, right? But this LA Times article was interesting because they were predicting, and it ended up being true, that there would be a wave of immigrants from Central America and Mexico that would displace the black community in South Central LA, and it happened. South Central LA used to be 80% black. Now it's less than 50%, I believe. And it wasn't just South Central LA, but in a lot of different cities within Los Angeles County, the wave of immigration from Mexico and Central America just totally took over. Okay? And the fact is, people can say what they want. Well, they can't say what they want because they're wrong. Mass immigration is a detriment to any country, any city. Now, LA was already in big decline in the 80s. And definitely, it just was. But you look at LA now, and it's really in decline. I'm talking about the city of LA. Now, there's Los Angeles County, which is massive, of which LA City is the seat of. Then you have a bunch of communities, suburbs. I mean, LA County is just massive, okay? And not only is LA County massive, the city of LA is massive. You could fit 7 New York cities in the city of LA geographically. And LA, if you look at it now, even though it was already in decline in the 80s, you see like the increase of homelessness and drugs has been exponential. The only thing that's gotten better over those years is the gang violence. Starting to rise again. Well, it was starting the last 5 years. So this is bound to happen, though. You cannot bring in people, like a mass amount of people from other countries, and bring them in here and think they're going to adjust well and assimilate. Now, traditionally, in America, in terms of American immigration, it didn't take that long for the traditional immigrants of like Italy, Poland, Ireland, Germany, to assimilate. People from those places assimilated rather quickly. Okay? There would be that initial group that didn't assimilate well. They were, kind of maybe prejudiced against, such as the Irish, the Italians, and, maybe took them a little while, but they assimilated at least after one generation. The same has not been true for the immigrants that have come from Mexico and Central America. Same has not been true overall. And the fact is, now, I do believe it's okay to hold on, to have some reverence for your former home where you came from. That's always going to be where you were born. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, because you see Irish, Italians, they all, Polish people, they all do that. Nothing wrong at all. But when it comes at the expense of your loyalty to America, to your new home, that's where the problem is. And early on, when these deportations started, outside of my job, you had these protesters with Mexican flags and Mexican colors protesting. And what these people don't realize is, if they want to get people on their side, you just have to have better optics. Wave an American flag, my friend. Or if you're going to wave a Mexican flag, at least have an American flag side by side. Well, not only did they not bring American flags, but you had people burning American flags. Now, these were probably not that many people. I understand that. And this is the thing, man. I do believe in being reasonable. I think, obviously, you're just not going to deport every illegal, and you shouldn't. There should be a case by case basis. Definitely should, deport the criminals, right? The gang members, the drug dealers, and then other people. If they've established a family here and they're law-abiding citizens, I have no or law-abiding people, I have no problem with that. But the fact is that no country could have mass immigration and keep a healthy identity, right? No country could. And no country is going to survive that over a long period of time. We've seen the decay of our cities, whether it be New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, just big cities all across America. And it's not just mass immigration that affects it, but other factors too. But you just can't. I've never seen the homelessness the way I see it now here in Los Angeles. There's always been homelessness, a lot of it in Skid Row, downtown LA. But now it's all over the suburbs. I mean, it's just whatever. Oh, when's that? 14th and 15th Placentia. Cool. Just never seen it. The way it is now. So this is a boiling point. It's a pressure cooker. Listen, it's simple math, guys. You have labor, employer-employee relationship. The more employees available for an employer, they can lower the wages. Less employees they have to choose from, the wages go higher, benefits the worker. And what we've had is this mass immigration, which adversely affects the economy. Now, you're not competing with, let's just say, at a given job, 5 potential candidates. You're competing with 15 to 20. That's going to lower the wages. There was a time when an American male could work a job, have his wife be at home, raise their kids the way it should be, off one income, have a nice house, a car, maybe even 2 cars, go on a vacation once a year. And now we have the inflation. People are fighting for scraps. And now the gaslighting on the American is, well, we should be willing to work 60 hours a week like the immigrant and getting gaslit that we're lazy, when the American has always been able to work about a 40-hour work week, sometimes even less, 32 hours, and to provide for his family. Because we have entrusted in the past our government to protect the borders. The fact that that people, Democrats, liberals, whatever, communists, want open borders shows how mentally ill they are. Because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that every nation in the world protects its borders. But all of a sudden, America is supposed to be the open border policy for anybody who wants to come. And that biting our nose to spite our face so that we can appear as welcoming and as caring and as sympathetic at the cost of the future of our descendants it's a suicide. It's a cultural suicide that America is doing. Now, thankfully, Americans are getting fed up. More Americans are no longer having this toxic empathy of let's let everybody come over here. They're fed up. The populace of America, especially the younger people, man, I'm telling you, the younger people are based. They're not like the liberal boomers who are all in favor of mass immigration, cultural suicide, no identity, no national identity. They are dying off. And it's the younger generation that are puritanical. And they want a strong American identity. They want a strong cultural identity for their nation, which includes Christianity. Right? Now, I know a little something about the history of my country because I study, I read. This was, without a doubt, founded as a Christian nation. And even in the Bible, Acts chapter 15, it says that God created men to dwell in their borders at their appointed times. Borders are biblical. Romans 13 gives the government the sword to execute and punish evildoers, which gets to my point that these rioters who are attacking federal agents deserve the punishment of the law to the fullest extent, and if they're illegal, to be deported. Now, again, I don't want to see everybody get deported that's illegal. I do believe there's room for if someone's come over here and they're abiding by the law, aside, from that, like, listen, but we got to start somewhere. And it's people that are doing, like, well, if it's a drug dealer, a gangbanger, someone who's breaking the law, they need to be out. Yeah, hey, cute girl reality, yes. And it's going to be a long road for America to recover. Because we've sown the seeds of tolerance. I'm doing good, doing really good. Just driving here in LA, we've sown the seeds of tolerance for so long. Tolerance is no longer an option. What we need is law and order, and we are a nation of laws. And again, yes. And I think that we have to be balanced. Like I said, if someone's a criminal, they should be deported. If they're not, and they have their family and they're just abiding the law, trying to make a better life, no problem letting them stay. But going forward, in order to protect the future, Americans and anybody who decides to be an American, their descendants, we got to have strong borders. There's just no question about it. Every nation has it. And we got to have a cultural renaissance. We got to have a cultural renaissance. You know, just reading Isabella Spain right now by Thomas Walsh, it said the purpose of music was to lead and direct men to moral virtues and to teach men to reign and govern well. And really, what's affected America is at its core degenerate culture. But here in the City of Angels, this is the city that I born and raised. Well, right out, you know, in Los Angeles County, San Gabriel Valley. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think what you're going to have in this cultural renaissance is even stronger borders because you have stronger national identity. I think the global dream of the global community is over. But anyways, we'll see what happens. But like I said, I think Americans are getting fed up and they want, there's a renaissance happening. It's happening with the youth because the liberal boomer is dying out. Anyways, thank you for commenting Q Girl Reality. God bless you. Hail Christ, hail victory.